Hey guys, my name is Lemon and I'm the founder of Lemonade Dolls, and we are here shooting our video series TikToks where I introduce and interview incredible women, entrepreneurs, creators, founders of amazing businesses, and this is Millie, creator of Self Love Club, where you talk about your experiences as a mother and having cancer and mental health awareness. And also, one thing that I love that you do on your Instagram is kind of just being like, every woman, has stretch marks and has dimples, and we need to get over it.
We're all normal.
Yeah, we're all normal.
We're all
good. We're all good. So I'm so happy to have you. I absolutely love your Instagram. Can you tell our viewers kind of what gave you the confidence to start Self Love Club?
Okay, so that's actually a really good one. So I never did actually have the confidence to start it. The confidence grew. So you're never going to get to a point where you have the most confidence ever and you're ready to do something. So I just took that leap, and I'm so glad I did, because the confidence is just built up from it. Yeah. So I got to a point where I was fed up actually. So it was like the opposite of confidence. I got to a point where I was at the lowest point and I was like, I can't be like this anymore. Something needs to change. So I was like, I'm just going to put myself out there and be a voice for people who are in a similar situation.
Amazing.
And the confidence kind of grew.
Amazing. So can you tell our viewers a little bit about your journey, a bit about your story? Like, I know because I have followed you on Instagram and kind of followed your journey, but could you share that with us a little bit?
Oh my gosh, it's been crazy.
Yeah. Where do we start?
So first started my account is about 2 years ago now, coming into my third year of the account. So I'd already had my son by then, so my body had been through so many changes, and I'd already suffered with mental health from about the age of, I journey it back to about 6 to 10, that kind of period. So I was already very kind of like aware of the mental health problems that people can have and what you go through and how it affects your life and how it affects motherhood. And then obviously I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. So that was another journey to go through. And then I've had very kind of like problematic times in my mental health. And I looked back on it, and I look back on it now, and I just think, wow, I've been through that. And I have a voice, and I have that kind of like knowledge to put out for people.
Totally.
And I just want to use it for good. I think my main kind of message and the main kind of vibe that I want to get from my story is that my pain hasn't been in vain. I've been through some awful stuff, but you know what? It's helping people. So
totally.
It's almost happened for a reason.
Yeah, totally. And I think you've almost used all these awful experiences. I almost don't want to say awful, but they are. They are.
Yeah, of course.
Awful experiences, and you've completely turned it around. And now you're inspiring other girls, women. And do you think that that's almost helped your healing?
Yes and no, almost.
Okay.
So yes, in the sense that it's incredible to know that I'm helping women. I get messages, I feel like kicking in the bucket, and I get a message of one woman saying, you know what, I got out of bed today because of you. And I'm like, that's my life made, kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. I can keep going. That's your driving force,
100%.
right? I can't give up. I can't give up now.
And that's the almost negative leading into it, is the fact that I don't feel like I can stop this now. I feel like I've got that voice, which is a positive and a negative, obviously.
It's about responsibility, that's why.
That's it. I maybe get 10 messages a day, and some of them will be of suicidal people. Now that is a lot to put on a person.
Totally.
And I had to kind of step back from that and realise it's not my responsibility.
No.
I just need to help them in a way that's positive and can get them to the right help.
Yeah, totally.
And once I've done that, it's
and
not my responsibility.
They can't take that.
I can't sleep on that. I can't invite that into my life as it is. And do you know what? A lot of people really do respect that. And once I give a response, and I send all the crisis numbers and things like that, and once I've done that, I let it go from my mind. And I've had to learn that so quickly.
Totally, it's so important. Because, I think you doing that has allowed you to be so positive. I mean, I am just so inspired by your positivity and your drive and your outlook and attitude that you have. And I've actually got here one of your quotes that I literally fell in love with. And it was, I realise now that I am a radiant fucking flower. Whatever my hair is doing, my hair isn't what makes me beautiful, it's me. And I'm just reading it, and I'm looking at your story, and I'm looking at Instagram, and I'm going, where do you get that drive and that positivity
Do you know what?
from?
I'd love to tell you, and I'd love to be like, you can go to this shop or go this
Yeah.
here and buy it. But I honestly don't know.
I'd be like, I'm off.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I honestly don't know. I think when you've had so many kind of like negative like influences in your life coming in, you just have to. Like, what else is there to do other than keep going forward? Like,
Yeah.
I hated losing my hair. It was awful. It was horrific. But my life still went on. My son was still there. My house was still there. My wonderful fiance was still there. Like, I couldn't let the world stop because society's going to tell me that having no hair is bad. Like, I can't. You've just got to keep going.
Yeah.
And I think you've just got to find it within yourself, not from any outside resources, just from within yourself. It's got to be.
Are you full time on
Yeah,
Self Love
yeah,
Club, which
yeah.
is unbelievable.
Incredible, yeah,
It's
absolutely amazing. It's a dream, yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. And how have you got to becoming full time with Self Love Club?
Gosh, like
That journey.
never stopping.
Never stopping, people believing in you.
Yeah, and like
just
reaching out to whoever I could and
Yeah.
opening conversation. Like when I first started my account, even when I hit something like 10,000 followers, I was still replying personally to every message, like long lengthy messages, and I still do it to this day. Sometimes I'll go through and I'll do like 100 messages a day, and I reply personally because it's the personalization and it's me that makes it.
100%.
And like people will come to me and they're like, oh, so how many people do you have working for you? And I'm like, it's just me at home by myself. Like, I don't have people working for me. Like, and it's just that drive that I put into it. When it's your life, you know, that represents me and who I am as a person. I want it to be big. I want it to be me.
Totally.
And I think that's what people fall in love with.
They do.
So,
I totally agree. And us at Lemonade Dolls, one thing that people ask me all the time is like, how can you only be 3 months old? You know, like, how are you so kind of...
business is 3 months old.
Well, I mean, it's like 5 years old in terms of my dream, but we launched January 24th this year.
Wow.
And people are like, how have you done that? How is this possible? And so every time I answer it with exactly the same thing. We listen to our customer and we reply to our customer, every single customer, and we listen to them and we provide a service, whether it's pants, whether it's positivity, whether it's bras, whether it's telling them they can achieve anything they want. It's what they need, you know, and I totally agree with you, and it's so important, and it's definitely what brands and some influencers and some are kind of missing, and that's what makes you so special.
Or they start with it and then it
they lose, and then it kind of becomes too big, and then they lose the message, and they lose the kind of personal relationship with your customer, and when you lose that, you lose something very special.
You do. When somebody will like say, oh my God, thank you for replying to me, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I want to reply to you. You're the person that's keeping me going with this account.
Yes,
like,
exactly. You're the reason we
helping
exist.
me.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I reply to you?
Totally.
Why wouldn't I be grateful for you?
Totally. So what is next for you in Self Love Club?
Book.
I know. I can't wait for this.
So next October, I've got a book coming out. And it's going to be like an interactive mental health book for adults.
Amazing.
So it's going to go through like the really silly basics, like of how to make small talk with your hairdresser, things like that. The things that like, the things that like you don't know what to do, but you should know what to do.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. That's amazing, and it's illustrated by Katie Abbey, and she's a wonderful illustrator. So that's in the works.
Okay, brilliant.
I had a dream when I was about 5 that I was going to make a book, and now I'm like 20 years later.
Yes! So
it's happening.
So tell our viewers just exactly how they can get to know you, if the book's coming out, do you know a date or anything like that?
No, just October next year.
October next year, and Self Love Club on Instagram.
And Facebook.
And Facebook, okay.
And Twitter.
And Twitter, yes. Before you go, can I ask you some tidbits?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. Pants or thong?
Pants.
Bralette or crop top?
Bralette.
Madonna or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Gin or vodka?
Gin.
Yes. Lemon or lime?
Lemon.
Yes. Notting Hill or Love Actually?
Love Actually.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
For people to be kind to one another.
Yes! Thank you so much.